how you doing? I'm here to talk about some of the traps that an INTP can fall into, and I've fallen into all of them, so I'm here to tell you about them. One trap is just being distant socially and not being able to communicate my feelings and feeling trapped, as far as not able to input into conversations because of my interests being very different from a lot of other people's interests. Like I'm not very interested in pop culture, and I don't have, my memory is not able to remember all of these little facts and things. Like a lot of people have a garbage trap kind of memory, and they can just remember quotes and all these kinds of things from movies and things like that. And I'm not sure if that's an INTP trait, but I'm not very interested in that, so I can't remember these kind of things. And if somebody wants to talk to me about, you know, psychology or religion or something like that, or something deeper, then I'm able to have a conversation, and then I brighten up. But a lot of times I can be distant socially when people are talking about more mundane things. People can talk about anything, like the price of eggs, and they know what it is, and you know, they can talk about anything, you know, what kind of cars are popular, and I just don't really know anything about that. So I have trouble, and not to mention my lack of empathy as well. So that's one trap that I've fallen into, and that's caused me to be very negative and cynical because of this distance that's been created. Not to say that I'm not around people a lot. I'm around people a lot, but and a lot of people do like me, but I still feel distant, and that causes me to be very negative and cynical, because I feel like I'm not accepted in the same way that other people are accepted. A lot of people, they make each other laugh, you know, they really seem to enjoy each other's company, and they really feel each other, and I kind of envy that. And also, INTPs can be negative and cynical when their trait of logically analyzing theoretical problems is not utilized. So with me, in my job right now, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a very crappy job where that's not really a big part of the job. So I have become negative and cynical because of my lack of use of my positive qualities. So yeah, all the traps. I've gotten, in the past, not so much now, a superiority complex where I feel like, oh, I'm smarter than everybody else. Everybody else is so stupid. You know, they talk about nonsense, and I don't want to be bothered with them, and it can cause me to inflate my own ego and say, oh, I'm so much better, and I'm so much, you know, all that. And that's a trap. And social rebellion is another one. It's a not a very good trap to fall into, because like I would test the limits. Since I felt distant socially, I would you know, act a little crazy, you know, in public, and you know, be on the train and, you know, be jumping around or making noise, or you know, just getting attention, and just, I don't know, being a nuisance, being pretty obnoxious to strangers, and I don't know, just for kicks. And that kind of social rebellion, because it seemed like all the rules of society are kind of rigid and stupid sometimes. So I like to test the limits, but that's not very good if you're trying to assimilate yourself into society. So that's another trap that I've fallen into. And dressing inappropriately is a result of social rebellion, and I've fallen into that trap as well. I have these really pants that they're really painted up all over the place, and they're really messy, and sometimes I dress like really grungy. If you look in some of my other videos, it's just kind of odd dressing sometimes. And you know, that it all comes with the distance that I feel from people. And I'm not sure if this is common for INTPs, or maybe just INTPs who or happen to be in negative situations or not well assimilated. Yeah, so that's my story. That's some of the traps that I've fallen into as an INTP, and I want to see if anybody has fallen into similar traps or feels the same way or whatever. Okay, that's my story. See you later.